When you talk about Ohio State, the Big Ten championship game, Justin Fields just seemed a little off. Are you concerned about that? What did you think? What do you think the reasons are with that? Is it all the guys that were missing?
I think it's a combination of a few things. One, Chris Olave didn't play. That's a very valuable play piece, and you realize just how valuable he was when he wasn't out there, and basically everything had to flow through Garrett Wilson at that point in the passing game. But also some play calling. I think this offense has a tendency to try to go for the home run on every single pass play when it was very clear in that game that, hey, Trey Sermon can do whatever he wants against this Northwestern defense. Just give him the ball and let this offensive line block for him. And you saw some of the similar issues in the Indiana game for this last reason. I just think sometimes Justin Fields can turn into a boom or bust player. And when it's boom, it's awesome. It's really awesome. It's 18 of 19 for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns type awesome. But when it's not awesome, it's 3 interceptions and 5 sacks, and you're not really sure what he's doing out there. So I think there has to be a middle ground here now that we've gotten to the playoffs, and the team he's going to be facing is talent equated. They don't have to necessarily scheme for him. They can just be just as good as they are. So it's a combination of a lot of different things where I don't know what it is this year, but it's not like he looks rattled. He just doesn't look as poised as he did in 2019. And he's got to fix that because Clemson is a lot better than anybody else Ohio State's faced this year.
When you look at Fields, are you concerned about him, or do you kind of expect him to be as good as he can be in some of the better games? Like the biggest games for Justin Fields are coming up, New Year's Day and hopefully the following week.
Yeah, my money's on he'll be fine. He played pretty well last year. Also, the 2 interceptions, one was a top 10 NFL draft pick making a top 10 NFL draft pick type play, and the other one is Chris Olave just lost communication and made a bad move. I think he'll be fine in these games. I think what we learned, honestly, in that Big Ten championship game is if the running game is going to be solid. Now, I'm not saying that Eddie George's record is going to get breaking every single game for the rest of that's not reasonable to say. But if we have a solid running game going and this defense can continue to get stops, the last thing I'm worried about is Justin Fields in this passing attack because that's the best weapon they have. So if all those other things are playing well and the passing game improves because maybe Chris Olave is back and Justin Fields plays more poised, I like Ohio State's chances.